Good morning. Anybody there? This is maybe the earliest that well, certainly the earliest I've ever done a live, and maybe the earliest I've been awake in a long time. I usually go back to bed after my kids go off to school, but feeling like quite the rock star today, and I have somewhere to be. So I was inspired this morning to hey, there's 3 of you, 4 of you. Holly, hi Holly. I was inspired to do a little tutorial on a couple of different things. First of all, brushes and what they're for and why you need them. Secondly, what does natural makeup mean? As a makeup artist, oh my gosh, since I was like 6 years old, people have constantly said, I want to look natural as opposed to unnatural. I'm not really sure what the alternative is, except maybe, you know, the tutorials that I do at night. Those are completely unnatural. But natural can mean lots of different things. So does that mean natural colors, browns, blacks, earth tones? Does it mean I'm not wearing any makeup look? What exactly does natural mean? Hi, Jessica. Hi, Jamie. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, and I've had a lot of questions lately about the Flamingo Razor, and I wanted to show y'all what I do with that. So I'm going to jump right in. Now we've got a couple of people. Hi, Melody. So this is exciting. I get to see a whole different group of people at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning than I do at 9:30 at night. So no wonder, right? Okay, I wanted to show you, I'm going to take this off of here and turn the camera around for just a second and talk about me and my brushes. Okay, I did not clean up or anything, so forgive. I have my candle here. This is my favorite Circle E out of Fredericksburg candle called Sugar and Suede. Let's put it somewhere where it won't start a fire. And I keep this 3-tiered tray here because vertical storage is super smart. I don't have enough space on my vanity here for everything, so going up works well, and it's really kind of cute. I use it for catering displays. Hi, Liz. But it works beautifully in here too. So when I have to use it for an event, I just clear it all off, throw it in one of these drawers, and I have it available for whatever else I need. But here's my brushes, and here is where I keep them in. I actually recently was a part of a conversation where people were like, so which brush holder should I buy? Should I buy the, you know, blah, blah, blah one that so-and-so on YouTube suggests, or should I buy the one that Alcone sells? And I'm like, girls, y'all, I'm using a highball glass or a lowball glass. Like, you do not need a brush holder. You just need a cup. I also have this adorable vase that my dearest friend in the world, Christy Hutchins, gave me. And sometimes that's out and I use that, but it doesn't have quite the storage that this has. So anyway, this is our brush set. It's 15 brushes, and I wanted to talk briefly about why in the world you would need 15 brushes. There was a time in my career where I would have told you that you did not need 15 brushes, and that was only because I was uneducated on exactly what they are all good for. So I'm not going to go through every single one of them, but I just wanted to touch on the importance of the right tool for the job and how it makes your makeup life so much easier. So if the place where you sit down and you look at yourself in the mirror, you can see my Ricky light there, is a happy place for you. It's comfortable, you enjoy it. I have this fuzzy little rug here for my feet. I have this cute little stool that has this furry little lamb thing on it. I enjoy sitting here. You can see me in the mirror. Hi! And all my brushes are handy. All of my makeup is handy. It makes the whole job so much easier. Anyway, back to brushes. Lip brush. Incredibly important for a flawless lip. If you struggle with your lipstick staying on, or you think that makeup just doesn't work on you, please message me. I can totally fix that for you. There are things that you can do that will fix just about every makeup problem. You are not the only person out there. It's not only your face. So a lip brush can go a long way if you're having trouble with your lips or you feel like you have feathering from age, or maybe you smoked at one time. This tool can help. Eyeshadow brushes. We have several of those here. Why do you need several? Well, I like to use one for blending light shades, another for blending dark shades, another for fitting into the side of my nose. I want to have options, y'all. And you do too. You really do. Even if you're a routine kind of person, having options. Good morning, Charlotte. You're a pretty mama too. Girl, I don't know how you do it. I was so where you are not so long ago, and I'm so glad to be where I am now. Charlotte has twins, 18 months old, right? Good morning, Ginger. Okay, so here is our, what we call our concealer brush, but as most of you know, I do not use it for concealer. I use it as an eraser. Okay, this is extremely important to have handy because otherwise you can end up redoing all of your makeup when this little tool would have fixed it in an instant. Okay, this one I use solely for my setting powder so that no other color ever gets in here. This one is bronzer and blush. This one is foundation. This one is also foundation when I need heavier coverage, and I also use it for a little bit of blush. As you can see, it's tinted pink there, and typically those are white bristles. Hi, Elaine. Hi, Marla. Oh, I love this morning crew. And then, of course, y'all know this is my favorite, number 11. That is the one that packs on that color, and I've been doing a lot of the no liner look and just doing a dark shadow across the lid, and that serves as the eyeliner. So then we have the little liner brushes and the brow tamer. So I really do need every single one of these. There's not a single brush in here that I would be willing to say, meh, I could live without it. Even this foundation brush, which I'm going to say this again. I feel like I say this every single day. Do not use this with our foundation. Yes, it is called a foundation brush, but that's just because I don't know what other name they would call it. It does not work with our wax-based foundation. It works great with a liquid foundation, but it also works great for contouring. It also works great for blending. It works great for setting a straight line. It works great for something called baking, which I'll get into another time. So it has tons of purposes. I'm so glad that I have it, and I really would not want to be without it. I also keep my tweezers handy and my feather razor and my mascara in here because they are tall, and this way they're easily accessible to me. And then I keep all my lipsticks over here in this little tray. They are not well organized, as you can see. Okay, hey lady, let me figure out what tips and advice I can steal. Oh yes, please, steal away. That's what I'm here for. Turn you back around. Good morning. Whoa, okay, sorry about that. All right, so we've talked about brushes. Now we are going to talk about a kind of an over 40, like maybe you just cannot get on board with this whole concealer thing that I do right here at night. Maybe that's never going to happen for you. You enjoy watching it on other people, but you're just not going to do it. So we're going to talk about other ways to use the products that I use every day that you're used to seeing me use, and different ways that you can use those. But first, Flamingo Razor. So you can pluck, you can wax, but sometimes waxing removes all of the texture from your skin, and depending on your hormones, wax can just rip off your skin. The same waxer, the same lady you've always gone to, your hormones change one day and then your skin falls off. I've seen it happen. And this is a great tool for when you're in a hurry. It's not good for shaping. You need tweezers to kind of come in here and give yourself a really good shape. But if you take this and go the opposite direction of the hair, it's just going to remove all of that peach fuzz that would take you forever to try to pluck. Okay, so I also use it where I get these weird little hairs right here. Can you hear that scraping sound? It sounds kind of creepy. It has all these little blades on it. Guards on it. Those little bumps are little guards that prevent the razor from having complete contact with your skin. And if I go up this way, it's going to remove the peach fuzz without completely like waxing your face so that nothing sticks to it. This can make a huge difference in if you have acne and you tend to get acne in this area. It's probably because that hair is holding on to additional dirt and oils. You'll see just like the little bit of fuzz. I don't know if y'all can see that. I don't have much on there right now because I did this recently. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Let's see if you can, yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to go back in here. You can do your upper lip. If you have blonde hair, you may not even know the effect that that's having on your makeup. So when you're turning and you're moving, which you don't really see in the mirror, that's throwing off light in directions that are taking away from the light bouncing from your eyes, which is where you want to keep people's focus. So this just helps keep the focus where it's supposed to be and eliminates peach fuzz, basically. Okay, opposite direction. Again, not good for shaping the brows, just cleaning up, a quick little cleanup. All right. I also would recommend it for running across your chin. Some of you probably are unaware because I see this all the time. As soon as somebody gets in my chair, I'm like, pretty sure this lady doesn't have a mirror because she does not know about these 5 like hairs sticking straight off her chin. But if you don't ever look at your profile, how would you know? Also inside your nose, you've got maybe some party favors sticking out there. So clean them up. All right, let's move on because I think I'm losing some of y'all. Yeah, these are $5 for, or $6 or $7. I don't know. I always say $5, but and you get a pack of 3. They'll lose their sharpness after being used 5 or 6 times. And so you get a pack of 3 for like nothing on Amazon. But you want this one because it has the little tip at the beginning that's really good if you do need to go in and just get one hair. You want that little tip. There are cheaper ones, but this is the pack that you're looking for. Flamingo Feather Razor, Amazon. All right. So I have put on my Sotox and my One Drop Wonder today. The One Drop Wonder has a natural, not an SPF, but a natural UV protectant. I do not believe in SPF, so that is what I use to protect my face from the sun. Okay, so foundation. I'm going to do it first after I prime. I don't know what kind of sweat I'm going to enter today or what kind of craziness the horses are going to put me through when I go down there in 10 minutes to feed them. So I am going to make sure that I prime and that I set. Even for a natural look, you're just giving your face a flood of vitamins and making sure that it's nice and healthy. Another part of making sure that your skin is nice and healthy is, of course, taking good care of your skin and exfoliating on a regular basis. You can do that without any chemical exfoliator and just use your fingers in the shower after you've been in there for about 10 minutes. If you'll just take your hands and make little circles, you'll start to feel the skin kind of coming off. You can do that on your chest and your neck too. If you don't have an exfoliator or you're not sure if you really need that, you'll know if you get in the shower and you do those little circles after you've been in there for a good while, after the skin has loosened up, then you'll be like, maybe I need to buy some of that crap from Stephanie because I probably have more that I could get rid of if I had the right product. Okay, Ivory Shinto 2. Bounce, 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 bounce. Big fat brush. Gonna go all over my face with very little product. Again, I'm going for a very naked and natural look. So we are talking about what does natural mean. Hey, honey. I know, I'm going to get Ridgely. Don't worry, that's why I'm talking so fast. I'm supposed to go pick up Ridge here in a minute, so if I just cut off and leave, y'all know where I went. Okay, natural. What does it mean? Well, I guess it can mean whatever it wants to you, or whatever you want it to mean, but basically, I think what people are trying to say is that they want people's focus to be their face, not their makeup, which is almost always the case. Even when you're doing dramatic makeup, you still want people to see you. That's kind of the whole point. You want people to be able to rest and look at your eyeballs. When you're looking at another person, you look right into their eyeballs, and the only thing that would distract you is something really weird going on their face, which could be party favors out the nose, which could be peach fuzz shining off of their chin that they didn't know they had. It could be eye boogers stuck in their eyes. It could be a big blemish. Whatever that distraction is, you're trying to eliminate that so that they find your eyes restful and they hear you and you become known. And that's really what all women want, is just to be known. So that's just a little tap tap in each of those colors. You can see this is not full coverage. We still have some skin showing through. This is just a light dusting to even out skin tone, but it's still the same product. So I can make myself look like a plastic Barbie with this, or I can just do, hey Denise, I can just do a quick little glowy look. You can see how much sheen this has to it as I turn. We're going to set it later and make sure that we have lots of time to fix any fallout. Okay, so concealer is next, and instead of doing my full concealer, I'm going to show you guys just another alternative. So instead of, I'm just got a little bit less on my fingers than I usually use, and I'm warming this up, and you do need to use both fingers because this one doesn't fit over here the same way that it fits here. Okay, you can do this. You can do this. No, I did not get a haircut. I have it pulled back because it's finally long enough to pull back, but then I get these little weirdos that stick out here. It drives me nuts. Okay, so I'm just going to put a tiny bit of concealer here. This is going to help lift. We're focusing kind of on over 40. So I'm going to go from the corner of the eye out toward the eyebrow and just pull that out. This is a gentle pat. You don't want to push and rub, primarily because it's going to remove any foundation that you put underneath there, but also it's going to tend to make your skin kind of red and irritated. So gentle pat and push. This takes some time. Don't beat yourself up. If you can't make your muscles, I do this every single day, sometimes twice a day. Okay, that's not true. I don't do this every day, but I've been doing it for years and years and years. So my hands just know how to do this little vibration thing that makes it so much easier for me. You may not have that. You may not have ever used this type of product, and then you're just going to have to give yourself some time, which is why I so highly recommend that you practice. All right, now I'm going to go back in just teeny taps, and I'm going to put some right in the corners here to brighten up this area, and then run it along underneath my lashes, but focusing on this inside corner. All right. Now I'm going to search my face for redness. Any redness? I do see redness in my chin. You'll see that. So I'm going to highlight there just a little bit. Heavily pigmented stuff, so you don't need very much. And then I'll go right along the top of my nose because my nose is quite crooked. I've had so many people ask me, how many times has your nose been broken? I'm like, never, but yours is about to be. All right, there we go. Light, bright, dewy, without looking really like I have any foundation on at all, except that you know the difference. Be sure you press foundation into these little creases so that they're not pink. Everybody else sees them from your profile, but you don't always see them when you look in the mirror. All right, so that's that, right? We're going to do a little bit of shadowing, shading, but we're going to keep this almost completely undetectable. That's what we'll call this natural look, is the undetectable makeup look, where it literally doesn't look like anybody could see the makeup that's on your face if you didn't tell them it was there. All right, I'm gonna go in. This is the palette that I have created for myself with all of the colors that I love. I'm going to use the crystal color that you guys see me doing to strobe and to highlight with, but I'm going to tamper it down with a little bit of, you know what, I'm going to mix it with my pink shell color that I always use on the brow. And I'm going to go right in here kind of right where I put the concealer in the corner. And even if some gets down here, that's okay. We can always, we haven't set yet, so everything is mobile. Sorry, I'm so, of course I've been saying that for weeks. I'm clearly getting over a cold. All right, so highlight on those inside corners. You can already see like how wide awake I look. Good morning, John. Okay, so I'm gonna give myself a very natural crease color with the same color I'm gonna use on my brows. And I'm just going to do this because I have this hooded eye right here that kind of hangs over and doesn't allow my crease to be as prominent as I would like it to be. So, yes, I know she's still in bed. Everyone is, except for the people here, or the people that have to work. But mommies who have the option are probably back in bed. I don't have the option today, or I would be. Okay, so this is a very small amount of product. It probably looks really disappointing when I put it on. You're like, I can't even tell that that's there, but you can see the difference between one eye and the other. So again, this is number 40. It's just this kind of taupey brown. If you don't have this color, you probably have something like it. But if you're not using high quality shadows, you're probably very frustrated when you try to put it on and nothing happens. You want to keep your shimmery products. Please, John, revert back to your wife. What I'm saying here, shimmery products go here, not here. Not here. Not. Okay. All right. So we are enhancing the natural shadow that occurs when your brow, because your brow bone sticks out, naturally there's a shadow underneath. And if I get too far, I can just clean it up because I have all that makeup that has not been set yet and everything blends so beautifully. Again, this whole thing is sort of a system. You can pick and choose if you want, but I'm telling you, at some point, you guys are just gonna have to break down and get all of it so that you can change the way you feel about yourself. Not because you need to start wearing makeup, but because, y'all, at age 43, I have been through some serious life, and I never thought I would feel this good about myself again. I thought 30 was the best that it ever was gonna be, and then I was never gonna get to be that happy again with myself. I'm happy with kids. I love my husband. I'm like, you know, career-wise, all of those things, but like, it just seemed to go downhill after kids. So I beg you, remember yourself before kids and know that you can have that back. You can, even though I've gained 60, 80 pounds, I didn't even know, I don't count anymore. I feel better now than I did about myself than I did at 30. So I want that for all of you. Like, it's just fun. It's great if you get the information that you need to fix the things that you thought were not fixable without surgery. Okay, so a little bit more of that pink shell color just to highlight up here, but we don't want it to be obvious, so we're just doing a tiny little bit, and I'm only using one brush for all of this. I just kind of cleaned it off on my robe here. All right, so we've got that little bit of extra enhancement here. I'm gonna go back and give myself just a little extra shine right there. So you see the difference that that made? It just took this to another level. And if you keep it right by your eyes, then your eyes will do all the talking. Light finds light. So this little bit of light tells somebody else's eyes, hey, look for the bigger light, which is right here. All right, now we're gonna set it with the setting powder. Everything is still kind of where it needs to be. At this point, if I had any darkness from that shadow fall out here, I could go back and add a little bit of concealer. But there was no fallout because my brushes are awesome. This is the setting powder. It's white because white is the absence of color. It is a completely translucent powder. I did Vanessa's makeup yesterday and she was so afraid to put this white powder on her face. Like, what? Would I steer you wrong? All right, so now it's all set. You need very, very little of this. And I'm going to go back in with my brow. I'll tell you what, I'm going to use this teeny tiny one since we're doing a non-detectable look. I have this little brush right here that's nice and sharp and perfect for making little brush or hair shaped strokes. No, of course, post away, darling. Everything I do is shareable. Please share this with people that you know are not going to be interested in watching me put, pink lipstick on my eyes. All right, so I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go up. And this is you're going to have to go back into the product. Again, it's one of the reasons that you need a space to do this, where you have everything that you need at your disposal. If you were doing a craft project, you would put all of your tools together. This is like your craft desk or your sewing room or your whatever. And it doesn't have to be a vanity. You can put a shelf on the wall, one of those floating shelves, and put a mirror on the wall. You do need good lighting and you need a little bit of storage. But if you don't have drawers, you can use those little plastic things. You can use one of those little carts that wheels around so you can take your vanity with you. You can keep it all mobile. I did that before I had this space and this light. I just wheeled all of my stuff into the dining room where I had good light in the morning or the afternoon, what have you. All right, just going in here. Hi, Amanda. I'm packing tonight, girl. Heading out to see ya. Amanda, I'm just going to tell y'all, in case anybody's on here that doesn't know, Amanda is hosting a makeup class with a couple of her friends. I did her makeup for her wedding a long time ago, and she is ready to update. She just feels like makeup isn't doing what it should be doing for her. So we're just gonna, I'm going all the way to Dallas, which I'm happy to come to wherever you are too. And we're gonna get together with 4 or 5 girls and we're just gonna sit down and play and answer all their questions and figure out how we can solve their problems. So it's gonna be super fun. I'm sure there will be wine and giggles. And I would love to do that for you too. Okay, so a little darker than I probably needed, but by the time I let my hair down, those brows will be flawless. Okay, one more little step before, I guess Ridgely can wait. I'm going to take a neutral brown shade, and you know what? No, I'm going to take a gray. I'm going to take this dark gray that I used when I wore those coral earrings that everybody freaked out about and loved so much. And I'm going to push, no, wait. Okay, I saw Jacob do this. I'm going to use, this is crazy! Y'all, I'm about to get nuts. I'm going to use my eyeliner pen if I can find it. It looks like one of my brushes, so it's always hiding in here. Here we go. Liquid eyeliner. What? Natural look? Liquid eyeliner? Can't be possible. Watch this. Watch me poke myself in the eye because that's what's about to happen. Okay, so I'm going to try to get up under here and I'm going to push some black into here. And what this is going to do is, well, first of all, it's going to be undetectable, but it's going to fill in my lash line without me having to put a ton of mascara on. When you find yourself putting coat after coat of mascara on, what you're probably trying to do is fill in the gaps between your lashes and you don't realize it. So you just keep putting it on until you see that sort of line that almost looks like fake lashes. And this is going to solve that problem without you having to wear tons of it. So you can kind of blink onto it, or you can hold your eye up and color, whatever works. Blow on it a little bit to let it dry. You might get some transfer, but that's okay. Fill in the little spots. Some of you are just kind of missing lashes in one spot for whatever reason. No worries, just take this and fill them in. It has such a teeny tiny point that you can do the smallest little areas. You see the difference of how much more defined this is right here. I got a little transfer right there. It'll just wipe right off because it hasn't dried. I'm gonna kind of blow up there and let it set, and this stuff will not flake, it will not come off. It's totally solid. It is nothing like that crap you use that comes out of a tube with a little brush on the end. Nothing like it. These are pro products. And I love how some of you think that like Bobbi Brown and MAC are pro products. I'm not saying pros don't use their products, but there's a big difference. Those are just overpriced products, and they're overpriced, and they're made by the same company as Revlon and L'Oreal. They're just put into heavier packaging and sold at stores that have outrageous rent so that they have to charge you 3 times as much. All right, so y'all see what I'm doing there? All 7 of you. All right, wipe off the transfer. And I can also go in on the bottom, if you like, you can go in and put a few little dots down here to fill in. You don't want them to be obvious, but you can go and kind of stipple in and then wipe off anything that might have gotten on the line. And that's just gonna add what's gonna basically look like you've got bottom mascara on without having to put anything on those lashes, which kind of drags your face down if you're not wearing a full face of makeup. The big bug eye look is really cute on bugs. But what we reward as beautiful as humans is long eyes this way. I'm not saying you can't wear it. If that's you and you love it, rock it. Maybe a little too much there. Before it dries, you've got the opportunity to just kind of wipe it up a little bit, and you can take one of your handy dandy brushes, if you have them, and go in and just touch it up a little bit. I feel like that little spot right there is a little much. Oh, thank you for sharing, Charlotte, and whoever else just shared. Okay, so now I'm gonna go, wait, before I do this, sorry, I always forget my blush. I don't know how, because it's my favorite thing in the world. So I set it with the setting powder. I'm gonna go in with a touch of bronzer, just a little bit. This does have a little bit of sheen to it. It's not glittery or too glowy, but you definitely can overdo it. It's very heavily pigmented. So I'm just touch, that's it. Just a little touch. And that's gonna give me some color. I'm gonna go just on the sides of my nose. You probably don't need to do this, but I do because of the broken nose effect that I seem to have. Okay, same brush, little bit of Cheeky Glow. I use number 4. It has sheen to it, so it makes you look really youthful, and that blush should stay right here, okay? It's not for striping. That's what the bronzer is for. And then I'm going to use my highlighter. This is the number 6 blush, and I'm going to turn this around and use the back side of the brush. You see how this is shaped? I'm going to use this part right here. I'm going to drag it through, and I'm just going to touch where I put that concealer right there. No stripes. Okay, and then I'm going to go right there on the bridge so that light is bouncing right off of this part, and then maybe just a touch on my chin, just the tiniest bit. Okay, you're just looking for that little bit of light bouncing there to keep people's eyes focused on where they should be. Now mascara. Hi Chris, yay, you're wakey. You know who's not wakey right now? Michelle. Or maybe she is, and she's fixing my boob light, and she's fashioning some sort of chandelier for me right now as we speak. Okay, tips first. Per the Elizabeth method that I just learned, and it seems to be incredibly beneficial. Ginger has an explanation for why, but I'm not sure I could repeat it. Okay, so just finding the tips. Chris has to be. Do you work, honey? Like at a real job where you actually have to show up somewhere on time? So many people work from home now. I love that. Okay, now I'm going to go back And I'm not going to wiggle because this is an undetectable look, so I just want a light coat of mascara. I want length and I want black, but I don't necessarily want a lot of thickness. I'm going to use my fingers, are the best tool to grab excess bits. Looks pretty good. Pushing them up. Pushing these over. And another use for your makeup brushes is to take one of these little guys. You could use any one of these smaller stiff brushes and you can go in and separate. I've never found a lash comb to be very helpful. I also don't curl my lashes. For some of you have hair that will curl and some of you have hair that won't hold a curl. It's kind of the same thing with the lashes. If you're curling your lashes and 5 minutes later they're not curly anymore, quit curling your lashes. Clean up your makeup station. Like, take away all the things that you don't use and you're holding on to because you think, you know, this is still the 20s and it's, you know, the Great Depression and you can't get rid of things. Stop that. It distracts your mind when you have a crap load of products. Even me, I need to go through and clean this out because I've got a bunch of products that I don't use but I'm holding on to thinking maybe someday I'll do that tutorial where I need this product. And for me, I have a different, you know, I have a different goal because I have a different job with makeup than y'all do. But if your job is just to look great every day, clean up the products that aren't doing that for you. Throw away those brushes that are not doing it for you, or give them to your kids and let them have fun. Give them all your old makeup and tell them to do art with it. Melissa Martin, if you're watching, I know how you need to recycle and reuse. Okay, this is your vermilion border. This is cheating yourself. Okay? Don't do that. Don't cheat yourself. Go on top of where that white line is on your lips with a neutral waxy pencil and then kind of push it in a little bit, especially for this undetectable look that we're doing. So undetectable. I'm undetectable. Oh! Okay, and I'm going to use a lipstick. Y'all don't see me use lipstick very often, but I'm going to use our number 100, which is not that one. 102. Nope, not that one. See, if I had this organized, but LimeLight has made these with a little, hey Brenda, how are your puppies doing? A little thing on the end, and so they don't sit like this, which is where I need to see which color I'm grabbing, so I have to turn each one over. And basically I'm just need to be a little bit better organized. Nude. This is called, I can't remember. It's called number 100. You see how thin that was? Only the top. I'm going to press it into the bottom. And that thin, dry layer along with the liner is going to give me incredible staying power, okay? I can also go in, I don't think y'all have seen me do this before. New tip alert. Get out your pens and pencils. Let's see, I'm going to take this foundation brush that I said I could not live without, and I'm going to use a little bit of my setting powder, and I'm going to set it. If I were to glob that lipstick on, the sheer weight of it is going to make it come off a lot sooner. I want it to feel a little bit dry. Make sure I don't have any white powder anywhere. Okay, so voila. Nude, natural, undetectable makeup. I mean, it's not completely undetectable, but for the most part. Then I keep a gloss in my purse, which is the only makeup product I keep in my purse. There is no touching up, okay? There's no need to. Dry. This is going to bring the makeup back to life. Where the setting powder kind of dulls everything, this is going to give you just that tiny bit of sheen back to it that's going to make everything look alive, and it's also going to help your staying power. You could also set, if you have trouble with your eye colors sort of sinking into your face, at the end of your makeup, go back and retouch anything that has been eaten and then set it with setting powder and lightly dust it off. This does take serious finesse because you don't want to erase anything, and you do need the right tool, which would be a big fluffy brush like this, and you would just go in. Well, here, I'll do it because I'm already late, so I know my husband's gonna come off in just a minute and be like, get the hell off of live and go get your kid. So a little bit of setting powder. Just gonna go right over this and kind of press it in gently. I'm gonna stay off of where I put that shimmery color because I don't want that to dull the shimmer, but I do want this darker color to be set. And if you have oily eyelids, this is a great tip, but you need the right tool and you need some finesse. So don't get upset with yourself if you can't make it work or it all disappears. This is why you need to practice. Okay, there you go. Fresh face. Now I gotta go fix my hair and go get my kiddo. Thank you guys for tuning in on an early morning. I'm gonna be doing some more of these just for, because it's fun, and I've had some requests for people who just can't stay up that late and watch at night. And so it's sort of a different daytime look than the nighttime look. And so I think it's sort of appropriate to do both. So it's fun, and I miss you guys. So I will probably be doing something tonight or tomorrow night that is much more, well, much less undetectable. So stay tuned. Ciao. Y'all have a good day.